LordMaddog, and we are playing Kerbal Space Program. Yes, this wonderful game that can suck your life away and spend tons and tons of hours micromanaging everything. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so last time we built a beam power wall and set it into space, and yeah, basically that's about what we did. We built a beam power, then we worked a little bit on the base, trying to figure out why power was not getting to it. Built another power system to beam up more power to the base. And so we eventually finally got 6 megawatts of power coming to the base, so it can run my megalith, my one drill, and which enables me to do a whole bunch of processing things. But that also means that we have a massive amount of lag. So because of the lag and other bugs, I'm going to give you more of a, because it's a crawl space now. I mean, it's even at 4 times speed, it's very. I was thinking about walking you through it like I've done with the others, but it's not fun. I'll be honest, it's not fun. Okay, so as you can see, it's just really, really slow. Everything just moves at a snail's pace. So I'm just gonna walk you through it, and it said that was my screwdriver is complete on Eva. So we're gonna go ahead and jump to Eva, and why off screen I went ahead and launched another mission with more supplies to Minimus. No big deal. Figured you guys didn't want to see me launch another ship and put it in maneuver it, and yeah, that was right here. It lagged out. That's why I couldn't move there. All right, so I switch to Eva. It takes long loading time. Let's speed that up some. And instant combustion. Great. Oh, that's just peachy. That's just perfect. We're gonna speed it up as I reload again. And this time it didn't explode, amazingly. So we're going to... Wait, what am I doing with that? Oh yes, I have to move it off it, because otherwise it will not work. I took it apart trying to hope it wouldn't blow up the next time. However, it did. Next couple times I reloaded, it actually did end up blowing up. I deleted I didn't want to have to show you over and over everything blowing up. So yeah, I ended up reloading. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to actually tear it apart. That was not what I wanted to do. I want to leave it tall like it is, because I plan on putting a solar panel array eventually on top of it. So we're going to stick this in the inside. Here, I had to get Kerbal Joint Reinforcement. I had to, because no matter what I did, every time I loaded this ship, it exploded like you've seen. So that's what I was going to say. Oof, he dropped. He has to get back into the ship, so that doesn't work. And no, there's no way he's going to get back up there, so I have to reload. Eva just has way too much heavy gravity. So, and I would highly suggest that you get Kerbal Joint Reinforcement. It actually stops a decent amount of lag, surprisingly, too, somehow. I don't know how that works. It does. I forgot to move that. Yes. Now I can go back in. We can now. We're going to build the science station here. So that'll take a while to build. 9 days. Wow, 9 days. All right. So from here, we go back to my Minimus base, and we initiated a couple things. Right there goes the mini crew flying out. we initiated a couple things building. I didn't want to show you because it was just too laggy. Yeah, really laggy. So I just initiated power build. This is that one thing I skipped past this building. It's just basically a reactor, a thermal generator, energy generator, and some radiators. The really simple build. And I brought it here because I wanted it to power my station, this thing. However, even though I built it, here, go ahead and build it here. It's almost done. Okay, finalize build, build. There we are. Now, it has no UF4, and I'd never actually end up giving it any UF4, so it just sits around being a laggy object forever. Increasing my lag down. Switch mode. I thought I could run it off of just lithium 6, but I was wrong. I had tested it and thought it had figured out I could run it off of just lithium 6, but it does not run off of just lithium 6. You have to have UF4. Whatever UF4 actually stands for, I am not sure. And I do not know how to generate it, if there's any way to generate it from Minimus or not. Probably should be, but who knows? I was generating deuterium. I have no idea how I was generating deuterium, or see it. I don't know any of these processes do, and I can't find anything about them on I've tried. So if you understand how they are, you know where to get them, I would like to know, because I just don't know. And there's just way too many resources. Way too many resources. It causes the game to bust. Alright. So, game crashed. I had to come back. And, why am I waiting for so long here? Alright. It's not generating power right now. And so this is where I kind of lose track of myself. And I'll skip forward so you don't have to watch me do that. I do actually initiate it building the one solar panel thing here. I think I do that right here. Nope, I already did it. Solar panel or beam wall. Right here, it's done. I initiated it. No. That's not it. No, that's not it either. There it is, solar power beam wall. This is that beam power thing. And the funny thing here is I forgot to remove those, whatever they're called, stake pieces. And because I did, it really messes up the game when they're spawned here in the middle of nowhere instead of on the... Oh, my inventory, someone stole it again. For the umpteenth time, someone stole my screwdriver. And no, I don't know why or how that works. I wish I did. So I'm going to go ahead and get my screwdriver. This is kind of funny here, so I'll just let you watch. It's funny moments. All right. So because it's locked down, it causes trouble. Or maybe I actually... Boom. Just spontaneous explosion. Anything else, no matter what you do with it, it kind of causes a massive amount of trouble. kind of funny. It really is, because I forgot to remove the what are those things called? Some type of brackets, and they're called braces, whatever, struts of some sort. Boom! Everything just shattered. And it didn't move. This time I move it over top of there, which is a better choice anyway, and I think I save. Yes, I saved. Alright. And this time I'm going to try something else. And see what happens there. Boom! Oh, there went Jebet. There went Bale. He got knocked into orbit actually. So that didn't work. The question is, what the heck do I do? Well, we strip pieces, I guess, and then try from there. Nope, not a good idea. Boom. So, this episode, we're playing with explosives. I hope you don't mind. It's time for a little bit of stress relief. Because, well, as you know, I've done quite a few things that haven't actually been that successful lately. There we go, we'll sign that there. Save, let's try this again. It worked! It released it! It's gonna blow up when it hits that though, ain't it? No, it's actually non-object. And they have been removed from the game even though they're visually there still. Oh, except for now we have a bouncing... Yeah. Don't ask me how that happened. By doing that, it caused almost all of those things to break off. And no matter how many times I attach them later on, they continuously break off anyway. Endlessly break off. I shouldn't have messed with that. Don't touch. Don't touch. You blow up everything. But yes, from this point on, those things break off almost at every chance they get. It didn't. There you go. Once again, I'm going to try to attach this again. Alright. Now we've got to return him to his... Get it. Switch around here. We're going to move stuff around. We're going to make a tower out of this. And here we go, grab that bottom piece. And then we're going to go ahead and set this on top of this. Ridiculous. I know. I understand. It totally is. Once again, that fell off. But what this does do is enable me to generate some decent amount of electricity. 13 megawatts of power, which is actually quite important at this time and stage in the game. It gets stuck unfolding, but that's fine. Now, I still can't activate that drill. But that's fine. There, now I got 15 megawatts of power because I also have beam power as well. This drill can be activated. And oh, no, not collecting. Oh wait, it is collecting. Is it collecting? No, it is actually collecting. I didn't realize that. I turned it off later because I didn't think it was actually collecting. It was just eating up power. It's stuck. Just too much for the game to handle for it to put out another thing that unfolds. Alright, returning little Bill here back over to his place. And if this seems kind of slow to you, and just remember you're sped up 4 times. So it's actually really, really slow now because I have insane amount of parts. That's stupid. I didn't understand. I should have. I know about models and everything, and what happens. You loading in different things. And if the physics were turned off, it would definitely help. But I should have made a better base system with not near as many moving parts. But it's now also large. Removing it from the equation would be like, I mean, rebuilding it now would be really hard. Boarded, okay. So I disable it because I didn't think it was actually doing anything. Oh no, I left it actually running. Trying to figure out what all this stuff is. Okay, and we still have that shipment coming in. Should have had it bring in UF4, but it didn't actually have it bring UF4 along with it. Beam power wall is done. I'm not going to put that end in. Start liquid hydrogen. I'm not going to build that. That thing's just massive and there's no reason for it. I'm trying to get this thing back on there again. It just keeps endlessly breaking off. Okay, so I end up doing not really much for the next bit of time. I'm going to skip forward. I just basically I do build an EVA here. I think I'm building the EVA. Yes. But it broke off again. So I have to get it out. You curve. It broke off yet again. There, I attach it to this point, hoping it would actually not break off this time. Finalize build. There we go. We built a EVA here again. We will launch that and it will go somewhere near Joule. We're going to skip a little bit forward as I keep on messing with my base. You don't want to see that. It's long and boring and nothing really happens. And we're going to bring in the ship supplying more Kerbals. More Kerbals. You've already watched this 5 or 6 times. We're going to skip forward, cut through it, jump down before K-way, jump down again. Here we are, 1K away, landing close. Just keep skipping forward. We slide across the ground at snail's pace. Yes, and I switch over here and I actually stop the processing because I can't take it. I can't drive close enough. So I actually turn off all processing because I just can't move at the current time. So get done turning off the processing. Oh, actually, do I start it again? No, I turn it off. Yep. And the lag gets remarkably better almost instantly. And now I can actually fly the ship there. Yep, we fly right in here. Pull right up alongside the other one. And I have no idea what I'm actually carrying along with me this time around. I think it's nothing but 2 loads of lithium-6. Alright. And yet again, someone stole my screwdriver. Oh wait, no one stole my screwdriver this time. I'm attaching it out. There, we'll go ahead and just jump through this. Massive lag makes it a little bit hard to connect there. Alright, we are building more stuff, non-stop building more stuff. Okay, I have not built a science before we take it off, so it'll have a science when we get there, instead of taking the 9 days that Eva is. Looking around the ship, transferring crew around. That's what I'm doing right now. Slow, long, and laborious. Transferring the crew. Okay, now we go back to our space center. And I am going to build a mini rover. That's the object. The desire is to build a really small mini rover. The smaller, the faster it gets produced. And right now, this is going to be used on Eve, and it doesn't have very much production power. So I want it to be able to be built relatively fast. So I'm doing that. Little Kerbals running in the background. Wee, run, run, Kerbals, run. They're really cute running at fast speed. Okay, monopellet. I was the reason why I did that with monopellet because I needed a base, an actual fuselage, and I thought I could use the monopellet to flip myself back upside right if I happen to flip over, you know, or something like that. So yeah, that was the plan there. Toy Rover. Didn't want that to unbalance it, so I didn't stick it in the front. I stuck it in the back side. We also need some type of RC controls, radio controls. And we need some power generation. And then after power generation, I realized that it does not have anywhere near enough battery power to run this thing. And it's way too small to even move. So I've got to actually increase its size. It can't be that small. There's just too small, and it. Oops. Didn't mean to pick that up. I can't get him back on there. There we go. Oh wait, no, I tried to bend him down farther. That's what I did. I forgot. There's more ground coverage. I still think it's too small. Yes, it is real too small. The game will not just recognize it being that small. Okay, revert. Scale everything up a bit. Don't need him down that far. Okay. Once again, let's test it. Well, let's increase the size of its solar panels. Ba-doom! And there is the toy rover. It can flip itself back over. It runs around really nice speeds. And it's 17 miles per ms is actually really good. That's close to 30 miles per hour, I think. Close to 25 in that area. If you're from my location. However, we do have a problem. It ran out of power, but I decided I can use monopower for that then. Well, if it runs out of electricity, you can use monopower. The only problem is it needs more energy. Okay, now it's time to put on the science pieces. Yeah, you need science on the toy rover. And I'm going to skip forward because this is a long, tedious process of actually putting all the toy the parts on this thing. Ends up looking radically different by the time I'm done putting all these little pieces on here. Okay, so here's a test of it. Oh, and if you use them, the power runs out. The science makes the power run out. So that's a problem. We need more solar panels. I will put those things on there. Toy rover! It actually shot those things really far. And once again, I ran out of power because there is 2 experiments. I thought there was only 1 experiment on this thing. There's 2 experiments that uses a boatload of power. So I find that 1 experiment and I remove it. At least I think I try to find it. It's in there somewhere. Oh, I thought about adding an R, and it couldn't go down small enough. I decided that was a bad idea. Thought about having some type of receiver or something on it. Crush it. You can't take this thing any smaller anyway. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. Can't make it any smaller. And that's when I finally realized that it had 500 gigawatts compared to this thing's only 50 megawatts receiver. and nothing you can beam power or anything gets small enough to be used on this. And here I find out that it has 625 antenna rating G antenna rater, which is like, it's like half the size of the, it's not even half the size of the default of the, what's it called, and it's like 10 times the amount. So yeah, adding some solar, more solar to this thing. I thought it would work. I did some testing and I thought it was the solar was enough, but it as it turns out, the solar isn't anywhere near enough to get me where I need. So that's cute. I actually turned it upside down on purpose, actually, if you were wondering. Gonna release those things and see if I could collect seismic data. Yay, 1.6. And once again, out of power. And I flip it over for the sun. And I can do a little bit more and get power. But the electric charge does not build up fast enough. And I thought it did. It must actually have more sun power here on Earth than it does on Eve, because when I built it on Eve, I actually had to end up building a extra gigantic solar panel to put on it later on in the series. The other thing uses power too, dude. Take that off. Oh well, then, oh well. So that is the Rover. It's really cute. Toy Rover. It can travel very far, very efficiently, and it can withstand a decent amount of bouncing around too. But it's not going to travel no 2 or 3 kilometers that easy. I wish you could tell to go somewhere at a certain speed and then leave it doing that and come back to it, but no, you have to be activated on it. So that is all we're going to do for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you next. We will watch the next one as well. Where we mess with more pain power. No, that's not what we're gonna do. I hope it's not. Okay. All right. See you next time.